I don't know if we're actually streaming yet. I'm trying to wait for confirmation that it's actually going before we kick off things here. Hopefully we are going. So, hello everyone. Hopefully this doesn't get cut off. I don't have a verification that we're actually going here. So, I wish that I did. It would help out greatly, but we'll hope that we are. So, hello and welcome everyone. I decided, I know it's been a while. I've only done the one live reading and this is the second one. So, the only reason I was moved to do this morning because of the fact that I had a dream this morning that was a really, really interesting dream. And it was where a person walked into this place of business and they went in for just like an entry level type of position and they were mistaken for someone else. And through that being mistaken for somebody else, they ended up becoming this like almost like running the company, so to speak. Like people thought that he was supposed to replace the person in charge. And so even though there was some doubts that this was the right person, and the guy's like, I don't know what's going on here, they all just rolled with it. The guy rolled with it. The people that were working there, they all rolled with it, even though everybody had their doubts and everybody was questioning it. But it was like this guy just, everything ended up being better. Like it ended up, even though it was like way out of the norm, even though it was unexpected and nobody really understood like how did this can't be right. Everybody had their doubts because everybody just kind of went along with it and just let it flow and see, kind of saw where it was going. That in the end, everything turned out really well. So it actually ended up being better than it was. The company ended up being better than it was before because everybody was willing to just go with the flow. That they were allowing themselves to do something different than had ever been done before. And they didn't, even though they kind of questioned it, they still just went on as normal and just let things flow however they would flow. And out of it came something really, really great. So I think that was the whole reason that I decided to come and do this reading for y'all today, because when I had that dream, it really triggered something to say there might be a place in our lives right now that, where we might need to kind of fake it until we make it, until we maybe know more than what we are letting on, we maybe don't realize our true potential. And so even though it feels uncomfortable, and even though we're questioning ourselves, and even though others around us might be questioning us, we still just go with it. And through going with it and trusting that, just carrying on and keep at it, it's going to turn out better than you can ever imagine. So that is really the energy that I feel like, that's the message, the main message that wanted to come through this morning. But we have, I love this. Look at this. So let me see if I have to back up. I'm trying to get used to the camera here because I'm not used to doing my readings in this format. So we have Galactic Mushroom, the Divine Matrix. Isn't that amazing? And that's what I feel like. I feel like this change, doing something out of the box, doing something that you're not used to doing, even if you don't 100% believe in yourself, and others around you may not believe that you can complete something, if it's in your heart and it's like if you get put into a situation where you just have to roll with it and do the best that you can, then it's really calling for us to just go with it and trust ourselves that we have the power and the capacity and capability to really shine in that role that it was placed on us. Okay, whatever that be. And I feel like it's like a sense of, for most of us, it's going to be this position of leadership that we're going to be thrust into. And so for many of us, and I'm sure most people out there, I mean, there are people out there that are used to leadership, but even people that are used to leadership, they can be thrust into a role of leadership that is outside of their comfort zone. And that's what I feel like. It's like we're all kind of being thrust into some place in our life. We're being thrust into this place of leadership that we're not that we won't be comfortable with at first. But by just allowing it to happen, it's going to make everything around us so much better. So that's what I really, really want. Yeah, and this is, we have, the next card we have coming out here is Spirit Guardian of Autumn, Letting Go. I think, what number is that? 35. So we have 24 and 35. So it really is, and it really is letting go. You know, letting go of all the doubts, letting go of talking yourself out of it, the negative self-talk of not believing that you can do something, because I really, really feel like that's the case, that we definitely can do something. Hello and welcome, Paula. Thank you for joining me. So, now what I have here, I'm pulling a Gemstone Whisper card to get us a gem, a crystal for this reading, and it says, interesting. Okay, this is, let me get this out. Hopefully we can get that camera to focus on that. There we go. The Regent Diamond, Arrogance. Oh, the cleverness of me. Okay, so with that being said, I really feel like with that card, the Regent Diamond, it's really, really talking about this need to be cautious that when we maybe get everything that we want and things go well, that we don't step into that ego mindset, because it's very easy. You know, just like that person that walked into in my dream, that walked into that job wanting an entry-level position, getting thrust into a position of leadership. When things go well and we're boosted from something we didn't expect to something now greater than we ever imagined, it's very easy to get into our ego. It's very easy to get into that sense of ego. So let's see here. I'm sorry that you feel that way, Paula, but there is greater things out there than just one type of religious belief. There's so much out there that is in the spiritual realm beyond just certain things that, that align with the Bible, and I'm sorry that you feel that way. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into our tarot readings. I've had many talks with many Christian Catholics and the like, and I've actually had very good discussions with them, and they started to see where in the Bible, that maybe the way they were taught was maybe, there's so many ways that the Bible can be interpreted, okay? There's so many different ways, and the way that certain preachers preach the Bible or teach the Bible is just one interpretation. It's all about perception and how you read into those different verses. So it really is, the Bible is just a tool. It's a tool that we use as a guideline. It's not the end all be all. It's a guideline, and it's helping, it's there to help us understand how, to help guide us. Like I said, it's like a guidebook. It's not like the be all end all, and you have to understand how to read in a way that is so larger and more expansive than the narrow mindset that we as humans place on the Bible itself. So I appreciate your comments, though, even though I don't necessarily agree with them, Paula. So let's see here. We have the 8 Death card coming out, and then the 4 of Pentacles, And the Queen of Wands. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so we have here, I'm going to go ahead and show you. I'm using the Seasonal Tarot, Fox Tarot deck here. And I keep having to get used to the camera angle here. So we have the, like I said, the Death card coming out here. Try and get that out of the light. And then the Four of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands coming out here. So what this tells me is this puts an end of fear, because holding back, when we hold back, we can hold back and limit ourselves as well. And that's what this reading is all, is really all about, is not letting our fears get the best of us, putting an end to those limiting thoughts and limiting beliefs of the fear of, like that we can't do something, that there's a limitation, that we have to hold back. We have to hold ourselves back from being the best version of ourselves. And then we have here, then, like I said, the Queen of Wands is where this is kind of ending up. And the Queen of Wands can be a true fake it till you make it kind of card. The Queen of Wands has a lot of confidence, a lot of charisma, and can get things done, stands in her power. And she knows she looks good. She knows that she can pull this off. There's the confidence, this is where the confidence comes in. So let's go ahead. I'm going to use the Tarot of the Divine to go ahead and get a few clarifications on this here. Let's clarify this Death card, please. Clarify this Death card. We have the Magician and the Eight of Swords in reverse. Like I said, that's putting an end, understanding that you have the power. And it's very interesting. I got to get my camera angles right here. I'm telling you. So we have to put an end to, this is manifesting, Magician manifesting, understanding, knowing that we have the power, we have the tools, the Magician, the tools to put an end to obsessive thinking, to thinking that we can't do something, that we don't have the power to do something in particular. That's putting an end to that belief. So that's that stinking thinking and not feeling confident in ourselves, not believing in ourselves. Because why? It's interesting that I have this. It's so interesting. I'm getting reversals in this deck because if you've ever watched any of my readings before, I don't take reversals. So my decks usually don't have reversals in them with the way they're set up. So for this many reversals coming out is very interesting. So to clarify the Four of Pentacles, we have the Emperor card, and then the Nine of Swords in reverse. So, this tells me, yeah, okay, we do, as the Emperor, we have the ability to be this leader, whatever leadership role that you may be thrust into. And there's so many, like I said, there's so many different leadership roles that you could be thrust into. It doesn't have to be in a place of work. It can be just becoming a parent for the first time, or a new parent, or, in a community, where people are looking up to you now for guidance. And, it's some kind of role of leadership that has been kind of thrust upon you that was unexpected. That's what this is talking about. And it's having the confidence to step into that role and just see where it goes. Even though, it's not letting anxiety get the best of us, not letting anxiety hold us back, okay, is what this is saying. Don't let negative self-beliefs hold us back. Put an end to those negative self-beliefs where we believe that we're not capable of doing something, of filling this leadership role, and then understanding that, even though you might have some anxiety about it, squashing that anxiety and not letting it keep you from stepping into this role, this leadership role that might be thrust upon you. So, because I feel like, as I said in the dream, it ended up in the long run, when everything was said and done, the situation became so much better, like for everyone. Not only the person, the boy that got thrust into the leadership position, he got all these kudos and recognition from all the employees because everything ended up great in the end. And that's what, like, even everybody benefited out of it, not just him, but everyone around him and the company as a whole benefited out of it. And that's what I feel like the situation's going to be, that everyone is going to benefit out of whatever leadership role that you're thrust into. If you take that on with confidence and walk into it and just accept that is meant to happen, even though it was unexpected, and not to doubt yourself. Yeah, see, confirmation I just had, if you heard my phone there go off. I don't get a lot of text messages, so for that to pop up in the reading like that is pretty significant. And then it's interesting that I keep getting reversals for this deck. So for the Queen of Wands, we have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, and the Devil. That's interesting. We have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, and then the Devil card. And this Devil card has got the snake on it, which is temptation. And I think that goes back to where we had the Regent Diamond here in arrogance. To be careful when we get into this Queen of Wands energy, because even though you may need to step into the Queen of Wands energy to be able to have the charisma and confidence to step into this role that might be thrust upon you, there is that chance of it going to our head. There is that chance of it puffing up our ego. And when we get, ego can be a very slippery slope. We all need to have ego in different parts of our lives, but we don't want to let our ego get too large, where it starts causing us negative effects versus positive effects. We do need that little bit of ego, because that's what we use to get our confidence, to get our charisma, to feel confident enough to do something that's outside of our comfort zone. But when we let that fame or success go to our head, we can get into a negative version of ego, where now it's a detriment versus a positive. And that's what I feel like this is trying to say with this, with the Seven of Pentacles and the Devil card here on this Queen of Wands, is to basically, when the success happens, don't let it get to don't let it go to your head. Don't let it become, don't let yourself become arrogant in the long run. So I know this is probably not very long, which is fine, because that's all I wanted to come on here and talk about today. It was driven by very impromptu, random reading I decided to do that was led by the dream that I had this morning. So I hope that you enjoyed this weekend, or this weekend. Well, it is the end of the weekend, so I hope you enjoyed that too. But I hope you enjoyed the reading. And if you're watching this late, because I know I don't have a lot of people since I didn't plan this and it's impromptu, I know I don't have a lot of viewers. So if you're watching this at a later date, thank you all so much for joining me. And I wish you the very best this coming week. And I hope that you'll hit that like and subscribe button, because it does help my channel out quite a bit. So thank you once again. Have a great one. See ya.